The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right, guys, what is up? Paul James here. Give me a quick one in the chat box to confirm that you can hear me all right. And you should be looking at my screen right now, an empty like Google window, something like that. All right, cool. Awesome. Hey, Avi, welcome. Welcome, welcome. So let's just do a quick kind of like meet and greet type thing. Let me know where you're calling in from in the chat box. I'm out of West Bend, Wisconsin. And yeah, okay, we got Bob from Chicago, Laney from Los Angeles, California, Brian from Dallas, Joshua from California, Austin from Oklahoma City, Kim from Florida, Avi from New York, Jonathan from Knoxville, Tennessee. Wow, people calling in from all over. That's awesome. Rodney from Louisiana, Baton Rouge. Okay, cool. Lloyd from Michigan, Randy from Detroit. Awesome. Just tons of people in here. Mike, all I see is a black screen. Are you guys seeing a black screen? Anyone else seeing a black screen? You should be seeing like a Google thing. Let me put up a different screen. What you should see now is how to land high-paying SEO clients. All right, if you're seeing a black screen, you might just want to go and relog. Try to hop back in quick though, because we're going to be diving into this stuff, and I don't want you to lose your spot. As you know, GoToWebinar will cap us off once we hit that certain seat capacity, and they will not let anyone else in the call. So it's very, very important to make sure that you are in here and we're ready to go. All right, cool. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and get started. There's still quite a few people flowing in here. But we'll let them come in. We'll go ahead and get started. Talk about a very important topic today, how to land high-paying SEO clients. And I put in red down there, even if you have no previous client examples to show them or are new to SEO. Does anyone here struggle with that? I want to make sure I'm talking to the right people. Does anyone here struggle with landing SEO clients or would like to land more clients, or who here is having a hard time landing a client at all? Like who hasn't even landed a client? So let's do this. Put a 1 in the chat box if you want to land more clients. Put a 2 in the chat box if you're struggling to even land your first client. Awesome. I see some people saying they're new to this whole thing. Totally sounds like what they're going through right now. Okay. Would like to land just 1. Okay, I'm guessing because just 1 is going to give you that motivation. You know what they say, success breeds success, right? So when you land 1, it creates like a snowball effect, and it just keeps going. So I think it's a really important topic, and it looks like we're pretty much spread out throughout the board, that about 50-50. Some people have some clients already, but they just want more. Others just would like to land their first client. So I think it's a topic that hits home for a lot of us. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So first, before we break that down, as you guys know, I'm Paul James. I invited you to come on today and talk about this, but in case there's anyone new here who doesn't really know my background, I'm just going to give you like a quick recap in one slide, why I'm qualified to teach you this and kind of what I've done. So I've been doing SEO full-time for about 6 years now. I went from living in my brother's garage actually to pulling in 6 figures my first year going full-time with this. I was in nursing school at the time and dropped out to pursue this full-time. I was working at Walmart, and I just kind of went in full force with it. I've done 7 figures since starting my business. I've ranked hundreds of keywords in Google for me and for my clients. And now I also coach and consult other full-time SEOs. So I work with other people who are doing SEO full-time just to help them grow their business. And that's why I think I'll be able to help you as well. So just some kind of cool screenshots just to kind of reaffirm what I was saying. I've held the top spot for remove bad reviews for quite some time now. I mean, watch, go Google it now, and I probably won't be holding it. Haha, just kidding. I hope I still am. I've been holding it for like a really long time. Pretty competitive. I'm going against a lot of the big players who are trying to go for that spot because it's good for reputation management. And you can see some awesome banking screenshots, which in my opinion doesn't really mean a whole lot. I don't really care much about those, but for some reason people like to see them, so I went ahead and put them there. And you can catch my sarcasm in the lower right-hand corner, right? Who sees that? My results aren't typical because I'm awesome. So that's just kind of my little disclaimer. And I'm being totally sarcastic about that. But anyways, this webinar is not about me, though. This webinar is about Nicky Z. Nick is a friend of mine that I want to talk to you about today because I think you guys can really relate to Nick. Nick is actually a DJ. I thought it was pretty cool. He goes out pretty much every weekend and does DJing events and parties and stuff like that. And really, really cool. You know, it's his passion, and I can kind of relate to that because my passion is music as well. And, you know, we both like performing. But Nick actually just started doing SEO this year. Okay. And he's got a few clients paying him already. They're paying him $2,200 a month each. That's what he's charging them for SEO rankings. And he's doing it by using the exact same method that I'm going to share with you today. So again, I think a lot of people here could probably relate to Nick because, you know, he's just kind of going at this and he's being really successful with it, which I think is amazing. And I just kind of want to break down that method that he's using. So that being said, do I have your 100% commitment? Before we go any further, I want to make sure I have your 100% commitment. So for the next 30 to 45 minutes, I'm going to be brief with this webinar. I respect your time. I'm just going to dive right in and teach you everything right away and just kind of knock it out so that you can take action on it. But I want you to turn off all distractions. I promise not to waste your time here. I'm not going to take up any unnecessary time and put in fluff and all of that nonsense. I'm just going to get straight to it. But you have to promise me that you're going to turn off your cell phone. You're going to turn off Facebook. You're going to just like give me your 100% focus. And in return, I'm going to break this down and provide you with a ton of value. If that sounds like a deal, give me a 1 in the chat box if that sounds like a deal. All right. Lots of ones coming in. Awesome. I appreciate that. And you're going to notice that I'm going to be asking you lots of questions throughout this webinar because I think engaging really helps you learn and helps you stay focused and helps you get excited about things. So I'm going to ask you questions, and I would definitely appreciate it if you would answer them in the chat box like you are. So you guys are awesome. So let me ask you this. Let's start off with this one. Who here has been trying to make a go at this online business stuff longer than Nick? I mean, Nick's doing pretty well. Safe to say he's going to probably hit 6 figures this year because of the amount he's charging his clients. He's charging them pretty decent amount, and he's only been just started this year. So who here has been doing this longer than Nick? You just put like 2s in the chat box. I see someone saying 3 years. I see someone put a 1. Well, someone's only been at a month. That's cool too. Even if you're only just getting into this. My point is I'm seeing a lot of people putting in the chat box that they've been doing this longer than Nick. And who here is getting like results similar to Nick? Like, are you guys on like that track to do 6 figures? Let me know in the chat box. Just if you've been doing it longer than Nick and are on track to do 6 figures, put no or yes in the chat box. Okay. A lot of no's. There are some yeses too, which is great. That's awesome. But there's a lot of no's coming in. And there's 3 things that I think are separating you from landing clients like Nick lands. Okay. Danny says, what size clients is he getting, Paul? I missed the monthly amounts. Nick is landing clients for $2,200 a piece every single month. These are clients that are paying him monthly. Who here is charging anywhere near that or charging around that? Do you guys have trouble landing clients for that amount? Give me a 1 if you are having trouble. Give me a 2 if you're not. Okay. There's definitely some 2s, which is great. I'm glad to hear a lot of you are charging a decent amount, but there's way more 1s. A lot of people just are having trouble with it. Okay. Awesome. So again, 3 things separating you from landing clients like Nick lands. And this is kind of what we broke it down. Me and Nick got together and we kind of figured this out and kind of analyzed like, you know, what is separating people like Nick, who just gets started at this and is able to land like these huge clients, from other people who kind of spin their wheels for a couple of years and really don't get going. So number 1 we figured out is you have to build up trust. You have to have a personal relationship with them to do that. these are ways to like build up trust, I guess is what I'm saying, is you can have a personal relationship with them. You could be a referral of someone who does have a personal relationship with them, or you can provide proof that you can be trusted, right? So those are kind of like the easy ways to build trust. So point number one, have a personal relationship with them. Like I guess if you had like a friend who owned a business, you could approach them right away. Earl says, can't see my screen, it's just black. Earl, try relogging. Someone else was having that problem as well. Hopefully if you relog, that'll fix it up. Okay, everyone else, you can see my screen though? Let me know in the chat box. Just give me a 1. I just want to make sure we're not having any tech difficulties. Okay, good. So that would be one way to build up trust. Obviously not ideal, right? I mean, we're not going to just keep working with friends and family. Number 2 is be a referral of someone who does. I mean, that can be great. If you know someone who knows someone, that's awesome. But again, I mean, not really an ideal situation. Like it's not too scalable. And then the third option is provide proof that you can be trusted, like something in advance. And we'll kind of talk about that. I think that can usually be a good way, but it can be hard for beginners, right? I mean, if you have like a client that you've already ranked, then that could be a good way to like, hey, check out my client that I've ranked over here. I can do the same for you. But when you're a beginner, you don't really have that leverage, right? You don't have that leverage because you don't already have an existing client that you can show that to. So there's ways around that, and that's kind of what we'll talk about. So I have another question for you. Who do you think is the number one competitor that I come across doing this? Put it in the chat box if you have an idea. The number one competitor when I'm out talking with local business owners about competitors and stuff like that. Kim says Nick. Nick's in Australia, so he's actually targeting a pretty different demographic. So he's actually not it. Oh, John got it right. Mark got it right. You guys are good. Greg got it right. All right, who's ready for it? Yellowpages.com, my number one competitor. So those of you who got it right, congratulations. You're probably out there doing this too. But this is just really what I find. This is who I find my number one competitor is. And you could probably tell right now that I'm kind of laughing about it because I think it's pretty funny. Yellowpages.com, I find that no one is happy with their work. So they go to business owners and they sell them like these packages to rank on the first page. And they just never end up doing it. It's very strange. And again, this is why we lead back to this point. You have to build up trust because they've been burned by people like this. They've been burned by companies like this. So that's kind of where the trust thing comes in and why it makes it hard for, people like us who are just honest business people trying to give them awesome results with SEO to actually get the sale, and why we have to worry about this whole trust thing is because of that. So yeah, that's my number one competitor. Again, I kind of laugh them off because it's they're really not that good of competition in my opinion. They just have a really big sales force is what it really comes down to. So I had a flooring company come into my home the other day. They installed a new wood floor. I ripped out carpet and had a new wood floor put in. And he asked me what I do, and I told him that I help local business owners get more clients. And that's always a really good way to get clients too, by the way. Whenever you're having work done and someone asks you what you do, because they're always interested. I'm home here in my home office and they're here. I have a big house and stuff. Of course, it comes natural. What's this young guy doing here? And he's home all day and has this big giant house. I want to know what he's doing. So I tell him. And he of course wants a piece of it. He wants to know, how can I get involved with you? I've been working with Yellow Pages and they're not delivering. I'm not happy with them, right? So that's kind of my point. Yellow Pages is not very scary to me. So anyways, just kind of interesting. But the number two thing that you need to think about, and the thing that might be separating you from landing clients like Nick is landing, is that you probably don't have a funnel in place, or maybe not a decent funnel. Rarely people buy something from the first point of contact, especially something higher ticket like $2,200 a month. Would you guys all agree with that? Give me a 1 in the chat box if you'd agree with that. It's pretty hard to kind of beg that client right off the first point of contact. I mean, typically you have to give some value first. You have to prove yourself. That's kind of where the funnel comes into place. We talked about like offering something like, think about internet marketing, right? This is a really good one. With internet marketing, how many people have come to like a squeeze page where you have to enter in like your email address for a free something or another, like a free report or something like that? Anyone here seen those before? Give me some twos in the chat box. I'm sure you all have. That would be comparable to like a funnel. So who here is currently using a funnel? Let me ask that. Give me a 3 in the chat box if you're currently using a funnel. Give me a 4 if you're not, in your local marketing business. Okay, awesome. Lots of mixed numbers. So a lot of people saying not yet. So you definitely should be. This is just kind of a basic flow of a funnel. I mean, I could talk about funnels for a long time, but just to kind of give you like the basic flow of what like one of these funnels might look like is typically with local marketing, we've got like a low ticket offer. So something here to get our foot in the door. This is what builds the trust up. So this handles your trust issue right away because we're not going straight to this high ticket offer because we're coming here first and we're building the trust. And that's what the low ticket offer does. It adds credibility, it adds proof. Then we can come in and we can do the higher ticket. This usually for us, for SEO, is usually some sort of like down payment, maybe even the first month down. I'm just going to put down. And then normally we like to go into a recurring because we want to know that every single month we can count on that same amount coming in every single month for them. And, you know, we keep them ranked, of course, if they keep paying, and then the leads keep flowing in for them. So this is what kind of a typical funnel looks like, and you'll want to think about this. Think about what you can do as a low ticket offer to hook people and get your foot in the door. And then after that, you can, you know, build the trust up. That's going to help build it up, and then push for recurring is the end goal here, right? This is where we all want to be, is we want to have that recurring payments coming in like Nick is doing with the $2,200 a month. So number 3, the third thing, and maybe even most important thing, I think probably the most important thing that might be separating you from landing clients like Nick is landing, is having access to good leads, right? And you have to have qualified leads. Are they business owners that meet your criteria, right? And this is based on your funnel. This is going to be based on what you're offering as a low ticket. Obviously, they have to meet your criteria there, and they have to meet your criteria at the end of where you want them to end up, like the end goal, which is a recurring strategy. So they have to be qualified and they have to meet that criteria, because let's face it, I mean, you can try selling all day long until you're blue in the face, but if you're selling to the wrong people, they're never going to buy anything from you. And that's, I think, where a lot of people go wrong. So again, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you have a stream of unlimited targeted leads to tap into? Give me a 1 if you do. Give me a 2 if you don't. I just kind of want to see where you're at. Oh, wow. Lots of 2s. In fact, I see all 2s. I don't see not even... Okay, Chris said 1. Other than Chris, I mean, it's the majority of you are saying 2. So, okay. Well, you guys are in the right place, because I want to break this down for you and show you how you can basically take all of these 3 things that we talked about. So who wants to know how Nick implemented all 3 of these things with one easy strategy and started landing $2,200 a month SEO clients? I'm willing to break it all down for you if you guys want it. You just let me put a Y in the chat box to let me know you want it broken down. Otherwise, I mean, if not, then that's cool too, and I won't do it. Okay, lots of yeses. All right. Awesome. I'm just making sure you guys are interacting. So it's called trial rankings, guys. Trial rankings. Any of you guys been to the mall? I see this in my mall all the time. And they stand outside of the food court with the chicken samples, right? Because they want to try to give you a free trial of it so that you'll come and buy it, right? Who here has seen those before? Give me some 2s in the chat box. Yeah, lots of 2s. So trial rankings, that's the key to doing this and getting them into your funnel without having to have any sort of like existing clients. You know, it's kind of, you don't want to be stuck in that never-ending circle like, well, I need SEO clients, but I don't have any SEO clients to prove I know how to do SEO. Well, this is solved with trial rankings. And that's exactly how Nick is doing this and how he's landing clients. But again, how do you get the qualified leads for this, right? How do you get the qualified leads? So step one, pick out 2 keywords. You got to pick out 2 keywords. Number 1 is going to be your money keyword. That's going to be the keyword that you're going to make the money on. That's going to be the recurring monthly fee. So that's going to be the one that's going to help your customer. It's going to have the higher monthly search volume. Number 2 is pick out a trial keyword. All right, this is going to be the keyword that they're going to trial. It's going to be something that's easy to rank for, something that you're not going to spend a lot of time doing, because it's going to be basically your tripwire. It's going to be the beginning of your funnel. So let's talk about the money keyword. Go into Google AdWords Keyword Planner and start researching. We might break this down. We'll just kind of see how we are doing on time. But I think most of you probably are familiar with the Keyword Planner. You go in there, you start searching for phrases, and I've highlighted this one for dentist in Milwaukee, which gets 880 monthly searches. So 880 monthly searches, if they're ranking for that keyword, is going to bring them quite a significant amount of leads every single month, which is the goal for the money keyword. So you want to pick out a keyword like that that's going to do really, really well for them. And this is what you're going to hit them with when it comes time to upsell them, the recurring charge. Let's talk about the trial keyword. So this should be an easy to rank keyword, right? This isn't something that's going to take you a long time. So I've got some examples here that you could use to pick out this keyword, because the money keyword I feel is like easier to pick out, but the trial keyword might be something that doesn't make sense to you. So just so that this makes perfect sense, it could be targeting a nearby town. That's what Nick does a lot of times. So like instead of doing like dentist in Milwaukee, there's a little town that's near Milwaukee, Wisconsin called St. Francis. So I might pick out a keyword like dentist St. Francis, Wisconsin, and offer that to them as a trial ranking. You could make it longer tail, like you could put in a bunch of more words and make the keyword longer, like best dentist in Milwaukee. So it still like has like some keywords in there, but it's like a longer tail. You could also add different modifiers, like find a dentist Milwaukee. So there's like lots of these different modifiers that you can go and put onto it and extend it out to make it so that it's a lower competitive keyword. So once you have these picked out, you're ready to find qualified leads. Once you have your trial keyword picked out, and once you have your money keyword picked out. So I'm going to pop out a PowerPoint, and I'm just going to kind of show you how Nick goes about this. So I'm in Google here, and what we want to do is, let's just say that our trial keyword is towing services Milwaukee. Let's say that that was our trial keyword. And let's say that our money keyword was towing Milwaukee. Like, let's just say that was our money keyword. So again, we want to come down, and we don't want to look for people who we can work with. Like, these are our qualified leads that I was telling you about, people that we can offer this trial ranking to. So naturally, it's not going to make sense to target anyone on the first page because they're already ranking, right? What good would that do them? But if we come to the next page, we're looking for people who are already ranking fairly well for towing services Milwaukee, because then we're not going to have to do much work for them. So we can go a few pages back, and then after that we stop. After like page 5 or 6, then we would stop, because after that point, they're not ranking very well anymore, and we're trying to make this as easy as possible. So we look for people who are ranking for towing services Milwaukee, but not ranking on the first page. So we do just as little work as possible just to push them up on the first page. Is this making sense, guys? Give me some 2s in the chat box if this is kind of resonating in your understanding so far. Okay, awesome. So this is kind of how a trial ranking works. So let's just pick someone out on this second page. This always towing and recovery. I'm going to open this up in a new window. Okay, their website's not working for some reason, but anyways, let's just use them as an example. We'll keep going. All the more reason to work with them, right? I mean, they have a problem. We need to cross compare this now with the money keyword, because again, that's going to be our end goal, is to sell them on the money keyword, which in our case is going to be towing Milwaukee. So now we need to go and Google towing Milwaukee. So what we're looking for here is we have to make sure that they're not listed on this page, because we don't want to sell them a trial ranking and then find out that they're already ranking for the money keyword. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense, guys? Give me some 3s if that makes sense. We don't want to sell them on a trial keyword and then find out they're ranking on page 1 for the money keyword, because we'll just be wasting our time. This comes back to the qualified leads part of it. You have to make sure that you're looking only for qualified leads. Okay, and of course here they are, right? They're already here. So if we would have went and pursued them, we would have been wasting our time. That wouldn't have been a quality lead for us. So you kind of play this game of jumping back and forth. I'll give you another example. Let's type in the word emergency plumber in Milwaukee. This would be our trial keyword. Our money keyword would be plumber Milwaukee. But for our trial keyword, we're going to do emergency plumber in Milwaukee. So we're going to look for someone who's not on the first page, someone we're going to be able to easily bump. Let's just look. So 247draincleanmilwaukee.com. So let's go and do another Google search for plumber Milwaukee. So I'm looking on the first page to see if they're there. Okay, they're not there. Awesome. So now we've got a qualified lead. All right, we've got a qualified lead now. Someone's asking, how do I look for money keywords? I'd be more than willing to show you that. Let me pull open my keyword planner. And yes, there will be a replay. I'm doing my search as incognito right now just so that it doesn't affect the results, since I'm logged into my Gmail account. Give me 1 second. I'm just pulling open the keyword tool, and I'll show you guys how I pick out money keywords. I have no problem showing you that. All right, cool. I'm gonna put it over here like this, and we'll just dive through it. So what you want to do is you want to come into the AdWords Keyword Planner, and you want to come up to Tools and hit Keyword Planner. And then you want to hit Search for New Keywords using phrase, website, or category. And then in here, you want to type in the keyword that you think you might want to use as a money keyword. So this is just a guess. It's not something that like you're for sure about. Like I might type in some other stuff too. I might type in dental clinic, Milwaukee. I might type in Milwaukee dentist, Milwaukee dental clinics. I don't know, Milwaukee dentist. I would just type in different stuff, and then I hit get ideas. And then on the keyword ideas tab here, what you want to look for is you want to sort through all of these, go through them, look for a keyword that has, you know, your city in it and stuff, and then just look at the monthly search volume. Pick out something that has a good monthly search volume. So that's how I arrived on this keyword, dentist in Milwaukee, for a money keyword. So that's basically the short version of how I would pick out a money keyword. You can, of course, go into more detail and analyze competition first before doing it, because, of course, you know, if you check out the competitors and know that with confidence you can rank for the money keyword, that's going to be, you know, a little bit better in your favor, if that makes sense. You're going to know 100% that you can rank it, but this is like the main thing, is making sure that you have a keyword that gets good search volume, basically. So yeah, there you have it. Any other questions on that? And does everyone understand this concept of how to pick out a trial keyword and a money keyword, and finding your qualified leads so that they're not ranking for the money keyword, but they're not on the first page for the trial keyword either? It's just a cross comparison, right? So give me some twos. As long as I see some twos coming in that this is resonating, making sense, we'll go ahead and move on. Awesome, awesome. Okay, lots of twos. Okay, so again, just a quick recap. The trial keyword is easy to rank, not only because you picked out a non-competitive keyword, but you find an ideal targeted lead who's already ranking pretty well for that keyword and just needs a little boost. This is what I call working smarter, not harder, right? We're finding someone who's already ranking pretty decent for the keyword, but when we boost them to the first page, we're going to look awesome. And that's going to build up our trust, that's going to build up our credibility, and then we can sell them on the money keyword, the keyword that's going to get them all of the traffic, all of the leads, and they're going to see awesome results with. So that's the strategy, right? And here's what ended up happening. Nick comes to me and says, Paul, wouldn't it be nice if we could automate this? Wouldn't it be nice if we could automate this process? Because I'm spending all day doing this, going back and forth and cross-checking, and it's a real pain in the butt. Wouldn't it be nice if we could automate this? Who here agrees that it would be pretty cool to automate the work of finding all of these leads? Give me some ones. I see some heck yeses, some hell yeahs. Awesome. Cool. Well, that's what me and Nick have done for you today. And we've rolled out something that we've been using. Nick has spent a long time actually going back and forth and using this software, working with my programmers and working with me to really make this thing awesome. It's called Trial Rank Finder. And it automates the process that Nick is using to land these clients and have unlimited leads flowing in. So I can kind of give you a rundown of how it works. It's really, really cool. So basically, it's web-based, and you have these boxes here where you're going to input some information in. So you input your trial keyword. So for example, find a dentist in Milwaukee. You go ahead and you punch it in. You input your money keyword. So maybe it's dentist in Milwaukee, which the example we saw before had like 800 monthly searches, which is pretty cool. You pick your host. So Nick, like I said, is in Australia, so he's going to use .com.au. Depending on where you are, you'll use something different. I'm in the United States. I use .com. And then we have proxy support as well, so you can input a proxy too. And then boom, within about 40 seconds it takes, you have 50 hot leads that come pulled back for you that you can go and then approach. Now, the cool part is that you can actually see which websites are running on WordPress as well. We've integrated that, which is a really cool feature because some people, who here only does SEO on WordPress? I just want to get a feel for it. I personally will do SEO on anything. I don't care if it's a standard HTML site. But if you do SEO only on WordPress, give me some like 2s in the chat box. Give me a 1 if you'll do it on any site. Okay, so there's lots of 2s. There's some 1s. Jonathan generally prefers WordPress, easy to work with. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. It's definitely easier. So you kind of have your pick. If you only want to go after leads who have WordPress installed already. Me personally, I really don't care. I go after everything. But you can export that to a CSV and have all of that data in front of you, really, really quickly. So how long do you guys think it would have taken you to do that manually? I showed you how it goes, how it works. How long do you think that would have taken to do manually? Margaret says hours. Just type it in the chat box. At least 2 hours. Yeah, I'd say at least. Lionel says ages. Yeah. So it takes a long time. And what we've done is we've automated this process so that basically Nick was using it internally just so that he could go and he could land these clients easier and faster, because now something that took him like a day to do, he can do in about 40 seconds. It goes and it does all the cross comparison for you, which is really awesome. All right. So what I have for you guys today is an opportunity to become a founding charter member of Trial Rank Finder. It's the software that Nick and I work together to build. And my programmer, obviously, we've worked very, very hard to get this off the ground and really make sure that it's awesome, and it works flawlessly. It's really, really cool. So charter members are going to get, number one, they're going to get the software, Trial Rank Finder, which you can run unlimited searches as a charter member. We have the proxy support, the WordPress checker, access to updates, keyword cross-checking, the CSV export capability. That's a value of $564 because when we go live with this, we're going to charge a monthly fee. So I figure at the monthly fee, that's going to be about $564 a year just to use the software. The reason being is that every time you search, we have to make sure that everything is pulling in from the data. So we have to make sure that data is updated, because if one change is made, it could break the entire software. So we're going to implement a monthly fee to make sure that the programmers can work on it every single day to make sure that it's running solid. So you never have to worry about the software breaking. Who here has bought in software before? Maybe like a cheap $17 software off the Warrior Forum, and today it doesn't work anymore. Has that happened to any of you guys? It's happened to me, and it really irritates me. It really frustrates me. So that's why when we go and launch this live, we're not going to do something like that. We're going to do a monthly fee to make sure that we can support it, because this is something that is really awesome and we need to make sure that we're able to keep running. So number 2, we're also going to include for you guys as charter members is SEO and client getting training. I wanted to make sure that this was the full package for you. I wanted to make sure that not only would you have unlimited quantity of leads coming in, but that you're going to know how to rank those trial keywords exactly the way we do, that you'll know how to rank the money keywords exactly the way we do. So inside of that, there's 10 training modules. We also go over how to pick out the best keywords. That includes keywords that you can rank for. So actually analyzing your competitors to make sure that it's not a hard keyword. It's a keyword that's doable. We go through how to rank the clients, how to structure your website. PBNs are really something that we love right now, so we're going to talk about how to build them, how to get clients, and so much more. Nick and I both do this training, so we kind of both go back and forth between videos, and it's kind of cool because it's a neat perspective to see how different people do different things, and I think that you'll really appreciate that as well. The third thing you're going to get as a charter member, I'm telling you, really trying to make this awesome for you guys because we've been really excited about this. But we also want to throw in the email marketing scripts. And by the way, I value that training at $197 easily. So the email marketing scripts. Who here hates cold calling? Give me some 2s if you hate cold calling. Yeah, lots of 2s. So these email marketing scripts are exactly what you need to type to get a client. It's the exact same scripts that Nick is using to get those clients, to lock in the $2,200 a client. So it basically has clients begging to work with you. They're copy and paste. You basically just need to go in and replace it with your information. So like your contact details, like where you want them to follow up with you at. And then you just copy and paste the email. So really, really valuable information here. We also include follow-up scripts as well. So not just the first contact, because like I said, it oftentimes takes multiple contacts. We're giving you those follow-up scripts, which are really important as well. So I put a $97 value on that, although I think it's worth way more. But I'm being conservative with these values because I don't want it to look ridiculous. Like, you know, XYZ, you've heard the sales pitch before, but I'm just trying to be realistic here because we did want to pack a lot of value into this, and I try to do that with everything I put out. We're also going to let you in on 2 secret tools that Nick and I use. This is for you if you're interested in landing clients via email. So this is going to work really well with those email scripts. Again, you never have to cold call with these tools. They're always warm leads will be coming in. They'll allow you to spy on your prospects and automate your follow-up. And these 2 free tools that we share are really game-changing. So I put a $47 value on that. And as a charter member, we're going to give you, let you in on that little secret as well. And then also, I want to make sure that your success is virtually guaranteed by offering weekly webinars to help you stay on track. So you're going to make sure that you're getting off on the right track. And for the next 4 weeks, we're going to get on weekly webinars to help speed up your learning curve, implement the powerful strategy. You're going to be able to ask questions and basically be delivered, you know, a powerful action plan on a silver platter and advance your skills and implement Trial Rank Finder like we do. This is easily worth $1,000, easily. Well worth over that even. So founding charter member value, if you would add all of those values up, would be $1,902. But you guys are my tribe. You guys are my crew. I, of course, am not going to charge you that. In fact, I'm not even going to charge you half of that. Not even going to charge you $997. If you jump on this, I'm going to give you access to become a founding charter member for only $297. That's going to give you access to the software, to the video training, to the email scripts, to the webinar, to the 2 top secret tools. We're also waiving the monthly fee, and instead what we're going to do is something I've done in the past that works really well. We're going to just tack on a small $97 a year fee to keep using the software. And that's not due until a year from now, so it's not something you have to worry about until a whole year from now. You could cancel it if you want. If you decide you don't like it anymore, you can cancel it. But that's just, again, to maintain the software and make sure that it's working. We all hate softwares that someone sells and they break, and we want to keep that from happening. We want to keep a programmer on staff. So you can become a founding charter member today for just $297. You can visit pauljames.com/TRF, which stands for Trial Rank Finder, /TRF to do that. I'll put that in the chat box, and then I will take questions and also go over some of that training so that you can see like the members area and you can see like what everything looks like. But for those of you who like just know that you want this, I've gotten emails of people saying just let me in before they even saw the webinar. So if you want in, go for it. Again, we'll just do a quick recap of the benefits and I'll take questions. So the benefits of a founding charter member, again, the monthly fee is going to be waived. When we go live and launch this to the public, there's going to be a monthly fee that people are going to have to pay in order to use the software to make sure that we're keeping it running and it's working well. You're also getting a massive discount. You're going to get to use the software before anyone else. Up until now, just Nick and I have been the ones using it, and we love it. So I wanted to give it access to it to you as well. And since you guys are my crew, you guys get first access before anyone else. It's web-based, so it works on Mac and PC. You just install it on your server. I have instructions inside how to do that. I'll show you them. You're also getting access to the exclusive charter member bonuses, which is the video training, the email scripts, access to the 2 secret tools, weekly webinars. So again, take advantage of it, pauljames.com/TRF. If you need help and you're having trouble at checkout or you're having trouble installing it or getting your license keys, again, you guys are charter members. You're the first people in, so there's bound determined to be a glitch somewhere. Once in a while there is. Just send me a support ticket at http://iampauljames.zendesk.com and we'll get you in as soon as possible. So this is kind of what the sales flow looks like as you go and check out. After you check out and you enter in your details and pay for it, there's going to be, we're using Zaxa for this one. There's going to be a little button here that says access product here. And when you click that button, you're going to land on a page where you're going to be able to view the video training. Let me grab the pen tool. So this is like the membership area I was talking about. That link is right here. You'll be emailed a password and a key, like a PIN number, to enter that area. And it'll be the same information that you'll use to license your software. That normally takes about 15 minutes to get delivered. Again, if you don't get it after 15 minutes, shoot me a support ticket to iampauljames.zendesk.com because this is a brand new product, a brand new sales flow. So again, you guys are charter members. We're not really sure how the sales flow is going to work out. So if there's a glitch, we'll take care of it. So yeah, that's the information. I'm going to hop over and show you what the details look like, the areas, and then we'll take some questions as well. So this is the sales page that you're going to see, right? When you go ahead and hop over to that page, you're going to see a timer on it. This is a limited time offer. We're letting people in so that we can test the flow and get everything working as a charter member. That's kind of what you sign up for, to kind of come in and get a special price to help us test out the sales flow before we launch it. And again, if you have trouble checking out, I should probably do this on incognito or it's going to log me in. Go to iampauljames.zendesk.com. Like if you don't get your license key after 15 minutes or something, come over here and hit submit a request and just fill this little form out and we'll be back to you very, very quickly, hopefully. Normally pretty fast. As long as it's not like midnight or something, we'll get back to you really quickly. So let me show you what this video training looks like. So you'll get access to this right away. This is our video training area, which is pretty awesome. So we have some quick start instructions right away to help you get started. So for those of you who just want to like hop in and use the software right away, you can do that right here. The quick start instructions are here. We go over the installation tutorial on how to use it. I'll show you how I use proxies as well. We have resources and links to everything. And then we start jumping into the modules. The first one talks about how to pick out keywords, the money keyword. Second one talks about how to pick out trial keywords. I'm going to shrink this a little bit so that my scripts don't show. Third one's going to talk about how to run Trial Rank Finder. Fourth one's going to talk about emailing the prospects, and this is the one where I was talking about the email scripts. So I'm going to hide those for now to be fair to those who purchase, who get access to those email scripts. They're right there. Number 5, we talk about doing reports and stuff like that. How to automate your follow-up. This is really, really powerful, guys, because most people do not follow up when they're in the sales process, and that's why they lose the sale. We're going to show you how to automate your follow-up. So literally never have to like follow up again because it's going to do it for you automatically. So that's really, really powerful. Then we dive into how to rank the trial keywords. So I'm going over each strategy. Ranking trial keywords is one, and then ranking money keywords is another. We talk about on-site structure, optimizing your pages, and then we dive into some pretty advanced PBN training. So there's lots of good training in there. So that's a brief overview of how it works. This is what the software looks like. Again, it's web-based, so you can pop in there and use it just like we talked about. Questions? Any questions for me? Let me put this back on the screen here, and I'm going to start answering questions. Okay. I show you how to spy on competitors inside of the video course, Martin. So you'll definitely have access to that. Do I show a model funnel that we can copy? This is the model funnel that you can copy. We're literally going to map it out in those modules, how to put it in place, and the exact scripts we use in the funnel. So that's what you're getting access to. Robert says, how long is this good for? You can look at the timer on the page, robertpauljames.com/TRF. There'll be a timer on that page, and once it expires, the offer expires. No exceptions. Avi says, thank you for giving this webinar. Have a great day. Thanks, Avi. I appreciate you stopping by and checking it out. Okay, let's see. What else do we got here? Are we doing SEO for them for the 3-pack after the trial period? Brad, that's entirely up to you. So either way you want to do it is totally up to you. It's not like a rule or anything. It's whatever you want to do. So you can make up your own mind on that. Are you planning to mass market this? Yeah, this is something we are going to roll out, like I said, for a monthly fee. So you guys are getting access as being, my previous customers. I wanted to give you a killer deal. And also this helps us test the payment flow since we're using a new payment processor, Zaxa, and we're not really 100% sure how it works. So we want to make sure that license keys are being delivered and stuff like that. So yeah, because of that, I'm offering it to you at a substantial discount. And when we roll out to public, a month from now or a couple months from now, it's going to be for a monthly fee. So it's going to be a way higher price. All right, let's see. Lionel says, that's really cool. Thanks for the webinar, Paul. You bet, Lionel. Thanks for attending. Let's see. So is this checking organic? Yes, this is checking the SEO rankings on the first page. Peter, the training goes through exactly what to do once you sell them on the money keyword ranking. So I show you exactly how to get them ranked, and I show you multiple different ways how to do it. Ways to do it for really cheap and affordable, and ways to do it long term, like if you want to start investing in your SEO business. I'm just going through more questions, guys. If I miss a question, I apologize, and feel free to hit up my support desk if I miss one. There's a lot of people on here and a lot of questions coming in. So I encourage you guys to take action, pauljames.com/TRF before the offer expires, and become a charter member today. Really, really excited about this one. I think it's really going to help a lot of people out. Do you recommend in terms of fulfilling the service once I get a client, should I get a VA or do it myself? I would recommend you start off doing it yourself. I map it out in a way that's easy to understand. And once you start growing and scaling, then you can definitely outsource it if you want. So it's totally an option. Peter, I break down where to get the PBNs, and I also break down how to do it without even having PBNs. So I give you different options. Because we're going after like trial keywords that are already ranking pretty well, they're not going to need much of a boost, which is really nice. Yes, I break down resources on how to build a PBN, and I even give you options on how not. I see a lot of people asking about that. So you're going to have all of that info inside of the video modules. So you'll be able to do it without even having a PBN. because I'm going to show you how to leverage someone else's. All right. Any other questions before we go ahead and wrap up? I see a lot coming in, a lot of duplicate questions. Peter says, do we need to get hosting? You'll need a web host to install the software on, but if you have already a site that you have, then you can just install it on there. So you can put it in like a subdirectory. And of course I go through that. And if you have any trouble at all, you can hit up the support desk and we'll help you get it installed and get it going. And with the tight budget, what autoresponder should we use? You don't actually need an autoresponder, Adam. The free tool that we show you how to use avoids using an autoresponder. Roger says, can I demo the software again? Yeah, I can show it to you. Hopefully it'll work on here because I'm on a webinar and I have to use a proxy. So not sure how that's going to respond with a proxy, but we'll give it a try. So I'm going to enter in a trial keyword. I'm just going to do, let's do towing services Milwaukee, and let's do towing Milwaukee for the money keyword, and we'll do a standard search. And hopefully it'll work even though we're on the webinar, because you just never know when you're using proxies. So it goes pretty fast actually. It takes about, I think we timed it, it took about 40 seconds or 45 seconds maybe. There we go, boom. There it is, and we can come down and we can export this list. So it's very fast, very efficient. I love it. We actually did timing tests. My programmer was very, very adamant about this thing running fast. We actually had it running even faster, but then we implemented the WordPress check, which Nick and I thought was very necessary. So that slowed it down a little bit by like 10 seconds maybe. But yeah, it's running really, really fast, and we're really impressed with it. Peter says, what if you don't know your proxy? Peter, I go over how to get proxies in the video modules. So proxies normally cost you about 40 cents a proxy to use. So I recommend you get a few of them, and I show you where to get them. Jen, you're running into an error. I apologize, Jen. Like I said, you're a charter member and we might run into glitches. Just shoot me an email at iampauljames.zendesk.com, and as soon as I get off this webinar, we will get you access. I'll get you your access. So I apologize for that. Like I said, this is a new payment platform for us, so we are, you guys are kind of the guinea pigs for coming into the sales flow. Not the software itself. The software we've been using a long time. It's great. But I'm talking about the actual delivering it to you, like the license key and stuff. That is kind of something we're trying to work out. So, all right. Let's see here. I'm just going through more questions. Roger says, was it showing sites that are ranking for the trial or money keyword? So Roger, what it's actually showing is it's showing sites that are ranked not on the first page for the trial keyword, and sites that also aren't ranking on the first page for the money keyword. Because remember, we want someone who's not on the first page for either one of those in order for them to be an ideal client. So it has to cross-check each one over and over again. And that's essentially what the software automates. I am going to send a replay out, definitely. Ameri, you can use any proxy. It doesn't have to be like region specific. But I give resources of 2 different places where I buy my proxies from. Nick is in Australia. They work for him there too. So you should be good to go. Can I repeat cross-checking? Yeah, so what happens is, let's just dive in again. We want to find someone, for example, if we come into Google and search, let's say emergency plumber in Milwaukee is our trial keyword, right? So we want to find someone who's not ranking on page 1 for this, because we want to rank them on page 1. We want to prove to them and give them a trial of our services. So we're going to go back to the second page and beyond, and we're going to pick someone out who's not showing here. or someone who's on this page or any page after it, but not on page 1 for this keyword. But at the same time, we want to do a search for our money keyword. So for example, plumber Milwaukee. We want to do a search for that keyword as well. And we want to make sure that, like, let's say we're interested in working with plumbermilwaukee.com. Okay, like we're going to take this page and we're going to push it to page 1 for emergency plumber in Milwaukee. Well, at the end of the day, after we rank them for that keyword, we're going to sell them a ranking for plumber Milwaukee. So we have to go and we have to make sure that they're also not ranking on here. Because if they're ranking here, that's not going to be a good lead. And here they are, right? They're ranking there. So that would not have been a good lead for us. If we would have went and targeted plumbermilwaukee.com and tried to sell them a trial ranking, we would have been wasting our time, because at the end of the day, when we tried to sell them on a money keyword, we wouldn't have been worth it because they're already ranking for that money keyword. So we've got to find someone who's not ranking on there either. So that's what Trial Rank Finder automates. It automates hours and hours and hours of having to do that search. Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Again, if you have questions, if you have trouble accessing your purchase, if I missed something, if you're having trouble checking out, right here, guys, go and fill out a support ticket at iampauljames.zendesk.com. That's my support desk. I'll get to you as soon as I can. And again, I'll just show you what that looks like. You come here, come up to submit a request, and you just fill this information out, and I will get you in. All right, guys, we'll catch you later. Thanks again. I will try and get a replay out to you as soon as I can, and I hope you guys have a great day.